smoke.
Oh, it's been recording? Are they both recording? They're both on?
Yeah, they're all on.
All right, guys.
And my fucking
Boys, we're fucking back.
We're back.
It's been a minute. It's been a
minute.
while,
Since
and
I've been in it.
it's
Is that like a dog minute?
it's been longer.
Where it's
Probably
like
a
7
Mexican
minutes,
minute.
even though it was 1 minute.
That's a year. That's a dog year.
Yeah, but a dog. So 1 minute. If one person year is a 7 dog years, that means 1 person minute is 7 dog minutes.
I think you'd have to break down mathematically. I don't think it breaks down like that, because then if you upscale that, it wouldn't make 7 years. I think you'd make 7 years in a month.
We are 30 seconds into the return episode, and you have embarrassed yourself.
I'm just saying, if you're saying it's not a 1-to-1 ratio, I don't think it can be a 1-to-1
Years
ratio.
to years, minutes to minutes, days to days, everything's
But
the
like,
same.
but you're
dude.
saying one
a year
minute,
is just a large compilation of minutes.
well, a year's not clean. It's not like 60 minutes, 60 days.
It's 365 days usually.
Yeah, but if you break that down, I don't know. I don't think it's a 1-to-1 ratio, because you're saying for one. Are you,
We're not
okay,
gonna have this
whatever.
conversation.
Anyways,
you'll find
for
out
anybody
later
out there
that
that's wondering why we're not in our usual studio,
Got a new one.
WCC Studios is no longer produced by me. It's produced by Bravo's Barn and Bean Roasters. It's a quick stop shop on your way to work to pick up a free range chicken omelet Sammy and a cup of Joe when you on to go.
But is it gluten free?
I don't know. That's something we have to ask him. But he's
he has
producing-
let me tell you, I know Bravo. He's got the option.
He does. And you
Got
know
the
what?
option.
If you're some kind of
Anything-
savage and you
anything you
don't
want.
care about having gluten, you're more than
I
welcome
feel like
to.
it's a good flavor.
The
Yeah.
standard is
He's-
actually
like I
gluten free
said,
because you don't need it.
Those are our new producers. So cheers to them.
Cheers
Opening
to
up their
them.
home to us.
Can't thank them enough.
Yeah, we've just been.
And you know what? Their food is delicious. And I
It-
mean, I have no reason to say that. I haven't given me anything yet. But you know,
My first alcoholic beer or beverage
Yeah.
in the show.
I was about to say, because it's been a while. You were on a binge.
Yeah,
I mean,
I was-
not a binge. What's the opposite
it
word?
was
Sober?
a sober bit.
Yeah,
sober binge.
Yeah, I was sober
Yeah.
for a minute.
Yeah,
Was
I
that
remember. Like we were
It
drinking,
was
and
a
then all of a
year.
sudden you
Like,
like
almost a year,
stopped.
yeah.
It has been a year.
Yeah.
Last episode was 6 months
Yeah,
ago.
because you've definitely had a
No.
drink on the show
No,
before.
I've
Yeah,
never had
ever?
it. Never.
I feel like you
It was all
definitely
apple
had
juice.
it.
It was all apple
You
juice.
don't gotta say that now. We could have got away with it. Was it always? No, I feel like you
No.
had a beer,
I
dude.
never had a beer.
Wow.
Never had one drink. No wine, no beer, nothing.
Maybe we had beers together, but it
No.
wasn't at
No, I feel like
No.
it was in the middle of the show.
I had wine. Was that before the show or after the show?
That was during the middle.
No. I had
Yeah,
wine.
you remember you like
Wine.
spit it back in the cup?
No. It was at
Bravo's house.
Bravo's house. Yeah.
They said that you spit it back
Yeah,
in
I
the
spit it
cup.
back in the cup.
that was weren't we just chilling? Was Henry there too?
No, it's just us three.
Oh.
And Bravo was talking about
We were just being
raves,
classy?
like raves he used to go to.
Dude, we
Oh,
were talking about
man.
raves and drinking wine. That's classy.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like us.
Yeah,
Well-
we're good company.
It's
Dude, it's
catching
nice to be
up.
back.
Yeah,
for
definitely.
It's,
sure,
it's
100%.
good to be in a new setting, kind of. Obviously, got to remember our roots and,
Yeah.
and our
Oh, for sure.
and start where we started, and then where we visited at the shop. Which,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is cool because we
4th of
got in
July
there
party.
right at the outset, and you guys are doing well. So it's cool
Dude,
that
yeah.
that we were able to just get that little experience
been a
in
lot.
there.
I remember me and Cody at the studio fucking doing the background, the wood
Oh.
background.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
dude, I thought about that the other
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
We
It was
built that
fun.
little.
Well,
that
we can bring it
jaggedy
here,
wall.
Cody.
No,
You
I
wanna
like
put it in
this.
front of this.
I like this.
Well, whatever you guys want, man.
It gives it like a zen.
Whatever.
I mean,
uh,
me and Brian didn't build it, so that's one minus. But
Yeah,
I think
if,
there's a lot
uh,
of pluses.
If Bravo's
we're being
Barn
honest.
and Bean Roasters allows it, like I said,
Bravo's Barn and Bean Roasters.
I'm just trying to get sponsored by them.
if he's producing the show, he can have whatever he wants. I'm just here.
He's
we're,
pretty-
we're the talent.
Yeah.
So we kind of wanted to have a theme for today, just a little bit.
Yeah, let's get it.
Going
Yeah.
into the new year.
Mhm.
That was your wonderful idea. Remembering the 80s.
The 80s.
Psych,
80s.
2018. The fucking year that we
I was
led.
like-
No,
I remember some 80s
I mean-
actually because I was born 91, so by the 93, 90,
it was like barely washing
it was
out.
95 was washing out.
Because the clothes are basically similar still.
Mhm.
Yeah, dude.
But
But 95, it was hella baggy jeans and.
Oh,
and,
yeah,
that's right.
Django's.
Oh, that's right. Jinkos jeans.
Yeah,
Ooh,
Jinkos,
ooh,
Jinkos,
ooh,
yeah.
sign me up, coach.
Fila.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Fila,
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 Filas.
Champion wasn't expensive. You get that
No,
swap
and
meet,
shit's coming
right?
back too.
yeah. Oh, dude,
It's just coming
Dude.
back. Everything's coming back.
bro,
Except for-
they have it
except for my
at
time
the
I wasted
old
this
skate
year.
shop I worked at.
Really?
They have it
Champion?
there.
Champion.
Yeah.
Dude,
Now
they
you can't get it at the
sell
swap meet.
everywhere.
You used to get it
Except the
at
swap meet now.
Yeah,
They
except
used
for
to be
them.
only at the swap meet.
Yeah, it was only at the swap meet.
Shit.
But yeah,
That's
80s.
crazy, bro.
But speaking of crazy, dude, we've had so much shit happen this year.
Yeah.
We literally stepped away for about 6 months, right?
No,
4th of July was our party.
Someone brought it up to
3rd
me.
of July.
It was 5 months.
3rd
Well,
of July?
no,
No, it was
it's
the
been-
5th.
it's been
Oh, it was the 3rd of
five,
July.
5 months.
Yeah, 5 months.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's been a minute, and
The-
the fucking world fell apart while we were gone.
dude. Oh my god,
Okay.
so much shit happened.
You
And
go ahead and
like,
start
did
out.
it exponentiate or was it falling? Because it was falling apart.
No, I think we,
No,
we
I
all
think it was
got busier. We
exponential.
were getting busier. Everything got busier with us. Our schedules were like it's harder.
But I mean, as far as the year being crazy, he says,
yeah.
I think it got exponentially
Not with you.
crazy.
Your world is not falling apart.
No.
Your world is slowly being
Oh,
built
shit, my world
Yeah.
is falling
into a
apart.
place that I want to visit one day. But anyways, here we go.
Oh, because your polymerization card. We don't have to talk about that on the show.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was
No.
Mormon when you get your own planet. Is that what it is?
Mormon, yeah. You get your own planet full of virgins. They're just waiting there for you.
I'm so happy no one's
Yeah,
gonna
you
get
break
that
you break it
cut,
down.
like-
Break it at least the first part of it.
The year has just been nuts. Like I feel like when we were first covering shit, it just didn't seem like it was that
Yeah.
intense.
Yeah.
And
It
then
wasn't.
Does this seem like real quick? This is gonna be a quick answer. Seem like the fastest year of your life so
Oh,
far?
yeah,
Definitely,
Oh, dude, interesting thing
definitely.
about that. Okay, so you know how they say, like your metabolism as you get older slows down.
for sure.
Okay, so it's kind of like I guess like the gravity of a planet. Let me just because it's a lot of information I'm about to drop on y'all right now. No, it's like a theory, right?
Yeah.
So when you're a kid, your metabolism is very fast.
Yeah.
So everything around you goes really slow. Kind of like I'm not a fucking
shit.
astrologist or anything, but like I remember reading something and they compared it to like the size of planets and the gravity around them.
Yeah.
So like when you try to go orbit like Mars or like larger planets, it takes a longer rotation, so the years are longer, right? Because they're larger planets. Smaller planets have a faster speed, the gravity's lighter, so like the rotation around the sun is a lot faster. So whatever, right? With that, they say when you're a child, because you're small and you're young, your metabolism's so fast, everything around you goes slow. So it felt like every time Christmas came around, it was like fucking forever.
Forever.
Yeah.
Or it took like 3
Or
years
when
for
your
one birthday.
when your parents
Because-
take a Chuck E. Cheese, you gotta go on the freeway. That
yeah,
took
and
forever.
it took forever, right?
Yeah.
It just
And
fucking
so
felt
they're-
forever.
like what you're saying is it
As you get
corresponds
older.
with metabolism.
That's what I read. Is like it's how it is because
What, in what kind of
I think the
publication
way
did you read it in?
it was
what,
on
like,
the internet, and you know what? It wasn't honestly. It
So-
wasn't until
so
today
look
that I
into it.
started
It was
looking at.
it was just an
who-
article?
It was like an article.
Okay,
it was like on
okay,
MSN
okay.
or something. It says
Okay.
why
Okay.
are Christmases coming faster, and when we were kids, we didn't feel
So
that
it's
way.
like it was probably an opinion. It doesn't matter, but
It just
it's an
that-
interesting
it was,
thing to.
It was
yeah.
just like a. I'm not even gonna say it was a science behind it because I'm not saying. I think it was just a theory.
Yeah.
So like with us, because our metabolism's slower and like we're getting fatter a lot faster, and like a lot of times with like fuck, dude, my birthday just passed, or dude, like it's already the
Dude,
end of the year.
yeah.
Like Christmas was just
Yeah.
last year, still paying off credit cards from last year's presents.
Yeah.
I gotta fucking sell this kidney now for fucking
Yeah.
another loan or
This is what
whatever.
my parents were always talking about.
Yeah, dude. So it's
Even
like,
when do you remember when like you first got your first job? You were like what 4 or 6 hours shifts? And those things
Yeah.
forever.
it
Yeah.
took forever.
Yeah. Now I'm doing 12 hours. You're doing
Yeah.
14, whatever.
And the time is just.
it
chilling,
feels
and it's
it
just
just
flying
that
by.
those 12 hours feel like they seem so much longer. But when I have like for some if any reason I have an 8-hour shift, dude, it's
They're going
so
by,
fast.
yeah.
They're
Yeah.
so
Dude,
fast.
no, it feels weird. It's like Monday. It's like you just feel like that drag
Yeah.
of driving home, especially for me. The drag of driving home, and then like you're like getting into the shower to lay down, and you wake up,
Yeah.
and then it's Wednesday, and you're like, what?
What the fuck
Like,
happened?
I haven't showered
yo?
since Monday, or like every day's just been the same, you know?
Yeah.
Like, and then next thing you know, like especially with my job, I work against the clock. You guys know,
Yeah, yeah.
delivering fucking cars and shit.
Yeah.
Friday's like our enemy, but then like
Yeah.
by the time Friday gets here, I'm like, fuck, man, like I run out of time,
Yeah.
and like whatever, it's time to get fucked up,
Yeah.
you know? But and then like you just forget your last name until it's Sunday, and then you're like, oh fuck, I gotta get my shit together, can't
Yeah.
find my wallet,
Yeah.
and then it's just like this cycle, and then,
About
then it's fucking Christmas.
1:30 on Sunday is about when that process starts.
It starts to sink in, and you're like,
I'm gonna have a
I just want
sick-ass
one more beer
breakfast,
before
too.
I have to go to church in the
Right.
morning.
There
Church
you
in the morning, dog. You got to go to work in the morning.
Oh, you right?
Huh?
Same thing.
Oh, you mean
Takes
it's Monday tomorrow?
Yeah, fuck, dude. So that's just how it's been, and it's been crazy, man.
Yeah.
man.
It's been crazy, and there's just a few things that probably going back on some big shout outs we want to give out to specific moments.
Some big shout outs.
Yeah,
go ahead, dude.
I don't know. Honestly, to me, like the biggest shout out would have to be to the fires in California. Dude, California's been on fire all year long. It
Yeah.
wasn't until the rain on Thursday did they say that we have not
Yeah.
had a consecutive fire,
Actually, it was-
like for like a certain
it's
duration of
ridiculous.
time or whatever. And I was just like, fuck. And then another thing that
Yeah,
kind of
hear
like,
that? Everybody stop moving here. There's fires and shit.
Yeah.
And there's no
There's-
room.
yeah, there's
and
no
traffic,
room.
And there's
We
no
have
traffic.
earthquakes
Stop coming.
and fires.
Please
Yeah.
stop coming
Don't
from
even
other
get me
places.
started on mass shooting.
I'm sure Kansas is probably not a lot of fun, and
Yeah.
LA seems a lot cooler because it is. But don't come out here
It's on
and
fucking fire.
stay.
And it's not like, yo, that shit's lit. Like, no, that shit is
It's
for
literally
real.
on fire.
It's literally on fire.
Like, you come to LA and you can't go to Malibu because there's a fire.
There's a fire.
Like
And
Lloyd Banks
celebrities
sang
have to-
about this in 2004, but not the same kind of on
Celebrities have
fire.
to move out of their house. Actually,
Dude, that's another thing I wanted to talk about. Okay, they're on KTLA or somewhere
some
where they
LA.
were doing like a fundraiser, right?
Yeah.
Like to raise money. And I was at work and I saw it on the TV and it was like, oh, you know, accepting donations for the fire victims or whatever.
Uh-huh.
I was like, okay, hold on. The people in Malibu, fucking Santa Monica, all the places up there need donations. Like,
Huh.
okay,
Oh,
let
shit.
me see.
Oh.
They got $1 million homes,
Mhm.
$1 million fucking cars and all this bullshit, right? How much can you really donate? You're gonna pay
Well,
for
here's the
one
thing.
dude's house. It
Bigger.
got better. I was thinking cynical like that, right? And I was,
Right.
you know what? Maybe there's
Oh,
better
shit.
people out there than I am. It was 12 o'clock when I saw it. It was 12 o'clock
like noon.
noon
Okay.
when I saw that going.
You watch
And
the
they were-
news
they-
at noon
Well, it's on all day
at work.
at work. It's on all
Okay,
day.
yeah, because like
It's-
either
I-
that or you're a retired grandma.
Yeah, I'm hoping I can get there, man.
Me too.
Even the grandma part.
See you
Um,
later,
So I see it was like $147,000. I was
Yeah.
like, bro, that ain't shit, bro. Like
No.
that's not even gonna pay for like one of these dudes like hookers like abortions or whatever.
Yeah.
Like these rich guys out there, you know, like hush money for their, you know,
No,
whatever.
for sure.
That it ain't gonna pay for anything. So I was like, you know what? Maybe it just started. No big deal. 5 o'clock it came by. They were at $700,000. So I was like, bro, these are $1 million homes.
okay, this is my theory.
You think that's gonna help them? And,
me tell
and
you my
then
theory.
do you think us poor folk are gonna give money to the rich people?
I don't have money to give like that.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it's like they're over here. How can you be sympathetic for people that live in places like that? You want to be away from us lonely folk and up in the mountains and hills.
Yeah.
Be ready to fucking deal with those
Okay,
consequences
here's
of
the
nature.
thing. This is my theory. Number one, if they have $1 million homes and cars and things like all this, which I also agree they do.
Yeah.
'cause in the area you live in,
For sure.
you don't. That's all there is.
That's the lifestyle.
Bigger investment equals bigger loss in a fire.
100%.
So, number one.
And their
Number
insurance
two,
is gonna
the
kick in.
people that feel compelled to donate to that situation specifically are probably people that have roots or like incentive to help those people in that area. And in a way, you could kind of expect that those people also are affluent and have money to donate.
Yeah.
And so it's like, you know, somebody in Seattle or in the Silicon Valley or
Yeah.
whatever that has all my friends live in Malibu or my
sure.
whatever. So they have this whatever extra money. And then there's also going to be your people that are just general donators that just donate.
You know
money
what,
and stuff.
dude? If you were a couple shades darker, your eyes would be more gorgeous.
He's basically saying your eyes are wasted on your pale skin.
That's
what you call it.
No, you're
That's
like
like
you're a 10, and with just
Not a thing. Not a thing,
2
dude.
shades darker, you'd be legitimately
here's the thing.
17.
Dude, you'll be an
I
11,
have
guaranteed.
Oh.
Scandinavian blood, so when I need real sunlight action to get.
But I
any
feel if you
darker
get the
than this.
sunlight, you turn a little pink reddish.
No, well, it takes a little bit. Like I have a little thin shell that you got,
Mhm.
like the sun's like break through. Usually, I get like a nice mild sunburn one time.
Yeah.
That doesn't hurt that bad. Just like when you go like this, you're like, oh fuck,
Oh fuck.
for like a day.
Yeah,
And then after that, it's not so bad.
man.
But I'll have to put that theory to the test.
Because like you're like
never really been that.
your
tan.
eyes are so nice that you're you know you're
Well, that
You
is
know what
very
my
nice
favorite
of you,
part
so-
about all this is he's getting super in depth about talking about like rich people and all this shit, and you're just staring at his eyes thinking one thing. If he was darker, damn.
you know what? These are
His first beer back, and he's
Those
falling
are
in
really
love
good,
with
these
it.
are 8.5s,
Imagine what he would
Those
do
are
to an
good.
ugly
and I
chick.
killed it. The
You're-
first one.
No, I don't. That's a different beer, but it's probably super strong too
Yeah.
because it's also an IPA.
Anyways, yeah, no, you guys are 100% right.
So shout out to the fires. I'm gonna do 2 shout outs. One's gonna be a quick one.
Go ahead, go ahead.
The second one is almost as actually it's probably more consistent than the fires in California, and that is the large majority of the people in the Republican Party being just complete shitbag human
Jesus.
beings.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna end it right there.
Yeah.
I mean, damn, I wanted to get into it too because if we're talking about gangsters.
Well, this
shout
one
out to-
also is going to be heavily correlated with my first one, but we can
Oh,
go
yeah,
this.
yeah, go ahead, go ahead,
One's
go
quick
ahead.
and one's now we can get
Yeah.
into it. Big shout out to Donald Trump not losing his job. I know UPS drivers that have been fired for less.
dude, me and him have 2 things in a row. I mean,
In common.
two things in common. We both have not lost our job in 2 years. Like that is fucking nuts.
Wait, your job?
So
Yeah,
wait,
like my real job. Like I've been there for 2 years and I haven't lost it. And
so are
same
your
with
two
him.
are your 2 things like each year, like one thing?
Yeah, it's like at the end of the year, it's like fuck.
So
I made
that's
it.
one thing. That's 2 years long.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like we both share this 1 year
So
together.
you have one thing in common, that you have not lost your job in 2 years.
I guess if you want to frame it that way. I'm just trying to make more things in
Okay,
common.
I'll frame it
between
correctly, and we'll continue with the conversation.
us. That being a
Dude,
gangster.
that's amazing.
That's
I mean,
the
it's
second
just, I mean, I'm not like a. It's funny because I mean, it took a while to get into politics for me. I was
Yeah.
like, I always like
Yeah.
history and like learning what happened, but to actually,
Get into.
I mean, I don't.
And that's the one thing
I
we have to
still-
actually
I
give
vote
him
and
credit
I
for.
still don't
It's
think
because
our
of him
votes count,
that
but
us young people have gotten into politics.
Yeah.
Because if it wasn't for him, nobody would give a dick.
If there's one positive about it, then that's
Yeah.
probably the biggest one, because
Scott is charged about it.
Yeah.
well, and here's the thing. I guess it kind of did change things in the midterms, because there was like, a bunch of counties and a bunch of places that were, Democrat. And this is another thing too that I should preface say. It's not like, and exactly. And
she's gonna be
so
the next president.
I'm
calling
not.
that shit, by the way.
Who?
No,
Not the next president.
It's gonna
She
be
will president. If she's not
it's
killed,
gonna be Beto O'Rourke from Texas.
well,
he's gonna run.
She's not 38 or 36.
It's gonna be 35.
It could be 35.
Yeah,
she's
it's gonna
not
be
there
Beto.
yet. But I'm not saying she'll be the first female president, but she will be the president of the United
Calling it here
States.
first. It's gonna be Beto
You heard it
O'Rourke
fucking here first
from
in
Texas.
2018.
He almost unseated Ted Cruz. Beto O'Rourke. It's not gonna be her. No way.
She's 27.
No way.
She's 27.
She's 27?
She's 27 or 26. She's
Oh,
our
in,
age.
okay. So in 8 years.
She has a lot of time to go.
So in 10 years, because there's
I'm not
the
even-
next election in 2 years.
35 is when
so in
she'll.
30.
I'm not saying when she turns 35 she's gonna be president. Maybe when she's 50 or 60, because the youngest presidents have been like 38. I think
20.
Who was the youngest president?
2028.
the youngest president, I think.
JFK?
No, somebody took it.
No, not Jimmy Carter.
It wasn't. I want to say
Barack?
No. It was
Wasn't
somebody
Barack.
that took over for somebody.
How long ago?
If it wasn't-
I mean,
okay, if it wasn't
Lyndon B.
JFK,
Johnson.
We
No.
have this.
This one doesn't have internet. This is just here for show.
Well, we
I
plan
need a
to have
fucking
internet,
landline.
and then
for
Damn
this
it.
shit. Damn it!
It
It wasn't
works
until I tried to go on the internet.
Okay.
Because I looked this up. Trump is the oldest running president.
What do you mean?
Jimmy Carter. Okay, so he's the oldest person to be president
Of age.
Of age, yeah.
It was JFK. I was right the first
Was
guess.
it? See, I wanted to say that first, bro. I wanted to say
43.
that. Damn
Don't-
it!
Don't
I thought
fuck
it was
me on this
Obama.
history shit.
I thought it was Obama.
Wait,
and I read
but
something
all the
else.
other dudes
He's
were like
probably second.
bald and like.
Yeah, because after 35 you can run. Before 35 you can't.
Oh.
So 2028 is when you're saying she's gonna.
Just any time before we're dead, she'll be president.
Okay. Well, I predict that Beto O'Rourke wins in 2020.
Talking about
Oh, that's a
death.
good one. You heard that here first too.
Talking
Take it
about
easy.
death. Yo, we are almost 30 years old.
Hey, be careful. With
Why are you
those
gonna bring the death? Hey man, I just told you about a situation and the fear that I have about
Dude,
my 27.
We were 16, 15, not that fucking long
Dude,
ago.
it seems like
It seems like a week
I
ago.
know how days pass, and I know because
Yeah.
like shit changes and like things, and things happen, and it still seems like, man, we're in the summer of our school, like school
Yeah.
just ended.
Yeah.
Like we're just a couple months after school ended.
But
And it's
speaking
super
of,
weird,
hey,
and
but
it's
you know
funny
what?
because we talk about like being like when we were in high school a lot.
Yeah.
But it literally seems like it was so recent ago, which is another thing about why the first question I had was like, are the years going faster? Because
Yo.
they totally are, dude. But
I mean, they can't because you just talked about seconds, pound for pound. The second doesn't change. Well, time is a man-made.
Yeah.
It's a social construct. It for sure is a social construct. Time isn't real.
Well,
But
it's not real, but it's kind of necessary.
it's necessary, but it's just
One
like,
of the
it's just like
standardizations that we
it's
needed.
like if me and you both agree to be somewhere at
Yeah.
7, it's like
That's why.
because that's
we
exactly
need
why we
we
created
need that
time.
standardization for everybody to.
But like
to,
time is not a real fucking thing. It's just
Oh, no,
the
of course
sun.
not.
Like
No.
it's such an arbitrary thing that we're like, okay, the
course
sun is gonna at this point because this is when we started recording it. It's
Yeah.
gonna go all the way around and back to this point, and then that's
fuck
just
no.
one.
Yeah.
One what? That's
I hope,
just one
I
rotation.
hope no one's learning that from this podcast.
Fuck,
no
it's
offense
a
to you.
fuck 'em
They
up.
should already know that. Is that what
They-
you're saying, right?
yeah,
okay, that's what I'm
100%.
saying. Because
Very-
if you're telling
yes.
me that we are going to spin around the sun and then we're going to consider that
Unless
one
you're
of
like
something,
8 years old, and if you're 8 years old
Yeah.
and you're watching our podcast,
you're fucking G. We're reinventing
Yeah.
ourselves for you. But like we rotate around the sun. One rotation, and then we consider that to be one of something,
Yeah.
which is like 1 year. I probably got like 5 minutes. It's like 1 year of something.
Mhm.
Okay, well then what's 1 year? Is it 1,000 days? No, it's 375 days. What? Yeah, and you know what? Every 4th year we're gonna make it 376. Why? Oh, because the way the sun is and the way the
So-
Earth rotates on its axis, our seconds are actually kind of off. And after 4 years, it accumulates an extra day.
Mhm.
So like, okay, so that's not even exact math.
Yeah.
So we've created these fake days. So what consists of a day? 24 hours. Really? Well, actually, it's 23.13 is a full day.
Jesus.
Yeah. So it's not even. That's why we have the fucking time
Yeah.
shift, and we jump an hour every year, but that accumulates to one full whole day.
Yeah.
But then you go to Mars, and like let's say you lived on Mars and I lived here. Mars is like 401. It's like 401. It's like 15 or 16 days difference from the Earth rotating and us rotating. So if you live there, we were both born in 1992 here.
Yeah.
You go out there, right?
Okay.
And then you come back. You're fucking 12, and I'm 17, and it's just like that's once again.
But
we're
that's
living this
number.
fucking-
That's number wise. But
It's
They
number-wise,
have
but, like-
they do that. There's places on our planet that have
gonna get
that
off frame real
keep track
fast.
of age differently than we do.
What?
Here, like when you're born here, we're 0, right?
Yeah.
I think like maybe South Korea. I'm not sure. Somewhere there's at least there's probably more than one country. When you're born, you're 1.
Oh shit.
And I think there actually are some.
I know China's their year is not
um,
the same as our year.
like what is that? No. Like Caribbean countries, or like Cuba, like places like that, where it's the same thing. Their age is like it's a little questionable.
Damn.
And the reason
I'm
I
gonna get off
know
frame real fast.
that is from baseball.
Yeah,
Even though I don't
because-
like baseball that much. Well, the
oh, yeah,
prospects, because
they
they were
can
like,
come
well,
back,
how old is it?
like
Yeah.
age groups and shit.
But I'll watch
Um,
like the Little League World Series sometimes because it's awesome, dude.
Those kids are funny, dude. Those
My
kids
name-
that get
shout out
injured.
to the Little League World Series.
those kids. That
Shout
go
out to
up
the
there,
Little League World Series.
Those kids are something else.
My name's Big Al, and I hit dingers.
that bad
Did
boy.
you see that?
Yeah, I see.
And then
it
his
on-
teammates in the back, gone forever.
But I don't know. That's just some fucking huge tangent we didn't have to go on. But like talking about death.
You're right.
Before we
wanna
get
get into that.
we
Well,
get,
that's later, no?
I just want to kind of bring it up now, and then we'll talk about it later, just because it's like still
Don't
on the
bring
same
it on the
topic.
table, yeah, because we
Yeah.
actually didn't get into how did Donald Trump keep his job.
We can go back to your point on that, but just because he was on death, we're talking about life.
Do it.
I think we were in the group chat. We were talking about it. We want to do a Deadpool. So
What?
basically,
Okay, stop. It's a death pool.
death pool, ghoul
Not a
pool.
dead
They call it
'cause
whatever.
it gets confused, right?
Yeah.
Deadpool's very big right now.
Click.
That's why you can't.
Clickbait. Anyways,
Dead.
basically, we will choose 3 people that we think are gonna die. So can our
Each
viewers
person
out there?
chooses 3.
Each person chooses 3 because it's a point. It has to be a point system.
Yeah.
It has to be a point system.
Okay.
So-
Okay.
So
Take the
we'll
safe
put,
bet. You take the.
No. Well, you
Could
can do that. You
happen.
can do that too. But
Could happen.
the safe bets are people that are like sick or fucking old. You get
Okay.
half a point for those.
Okay.
That doesn't fucking
Okay.
count. You can get
Just random people.
random people,
Okay.
but a half bonus point is if you can guess how they die. OD, car accident, shit like that.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
oh. Okay.
Okay. Half points.
Nice.
So
So
you just
Okay.
choose 3.
You
For
just choose 3
2019.
for 2019 because a lot of
So
Thanos took a lot of people out this year with his fucking.
can
You
snap.
know how
choose-
dark this is?
Yeah, but I mean, we got to make that fun because if not,
Yeah,
it's just really
yeah,
morbid,
you're right.
and you got to kind of.
Yeah. Okay.
It
yeah.
is. I mean, like if you don't make light about it, like it's just like it's
No,
really
yeah.
depressing.
it's
you're-
not like we're like making it fun. I mean,
It's just you're cashing out on people dying.
but just
a lot of people do it anyways. That's what life insurance
Because
is.
this is what I have to. I just went. I haven't gone through it yet, but now I realize I have to go through this with myself and I'm gonna make you guys do it too.
Okay.
So just picture you got your list, right?
Okay.
Mhm.
Right, and you might have some names in your.
I already see where
you,
you're going
You
with
might have a list.
You know, we did this before.
Right, and then yeah, we did.
We did do it
And
before. I
then
had Adam
we've done
Sandler.
this before.
Oh.
And then
Still waiting on Adam Sandler.
yeah, I'm pretty sure my person is still alive too. So you're one of the people that you picked.
I'm.
Whoever. Yeah.
Okay.
No,
It's
it's not- you
everybody.
don't- it's usually
famous
This is,
people.
this is just
It's
an
usually
exhibition.
famous people.
Just
Yeah.
picture you put yourself in this
Okay,
situation,
cool.
right? So you pick your 3 people, and then one of the people that you picked, dies, right? A couple months in.
Okay.
How do you feel? How do you feel? Are you cheering? Are you cheering? Are you Tiger fist bump? Are you Tiger Woods fist?
You know
Shout
what?
out!
My
Shout out Tiger
prayers-
Woods!
my prayers
Shout
go
out Tiger
to
Woods!
their family.
Are you Tiger Woods?
But
fist
that
bumping?
Deadpool is $700 deep, and I'm 1 point up right now. So
Wait, we're talking about putting money on it.
yeah. This is what I'm thinking. So now you're gonna be
Oh.
happy? Is that
Were
what
you
you're
talking
telling
about
me?
money at first?
No.
That's what a Deadpool is. You know they have them on radios and
now
stuff.
I feel
No.
a lot not as good about they're doing that.
This is what the plan was supposed to
I
be.
thought
I
we
thought
were
you
just
understood.
I
No,
thought we
I
were
thought
just
you understood.
guessing.
No, we're cashing out on people's misfortunes. That's what funerals do and funeral homes.
Wow.
That that is not
caskets
necessarily
and
true.
burials. And
I understand they make
that shit
money, but they're also
skyrockets.
providing a service that people
A service that
highly
is
value.
ridiculously unregulated and fucking and just
Real
it cannibalizes, it monetizes on people's misfortune, and you're vulnerable. And people are like, I don't know, this is fucking straight gold casket. Your father would love to have been buried in something like this. Like, oh, you're right. Go ahead. And to fire off rockets in the background, it's gonna be another $600. But didn't you say he always wanted to go to the moon? And you're like, oh, he did. Run it.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Shit. Real fast.
You know that
I'm
we
not
pay
saying
for
that doesn't
funerals?
happen, because I'm sure that happens, because it happens in every business, including the business that you're in. It happens. That's a predatory business in a lot of
That's
aspects.
what happens when you run these streets, nigga.
But
Beep.
yeah, you should apologize.
2019,
but-
not more.
Things are changing.
Things are changing.
2018. Shout out to being PC,
Jesus.
because holy fuck, this was your biggest year if you were
is another
PC.
thing. That's a big shout out. We gotta fuck up.
What was the last time you used the F word out loud? Like the regular times, like the not regular times.
Dude, I'm
like
lucky.
2 minutes
I
before I
work with
got
old
here.
people, so it's old school, so they don't care.
2 minutes before I got here.
Shit.
But really quick, before you
Yeah.
get super deep in that, this
I'm
is
gonna
how it's supposed to be set up. It's $5 to get in. My
Okay.
Venmo's at the bottom. You send it in. We keep the pool. You give us your 3 guesses.
Yeah.
It can be somebody old or somebody dying, like somebody with a pre-existing condition, like Magic
Yeah.
Johnson. He's had AIDS since the 80s.
Yeah.
But if he dies of AIDS, that's half a point, because it's like you're already betting on a winning horse or losing horse in that matter. But you get 3 people.
Okay.
Okay. And it's $5 a person. Not per person, but a person. Like you're $5, you're $5,
Okay,
I'm $5.
okay,
I get 3 guesses. So
$700.
I'm just saying, like, let's say, I mean, our average view thing was like 300, 400 views.
Oh, yeah.
Let's say
Okay,
everybody
alright.
pitches in $5, and you get
okay,
one.
so, hey.
only, and guess only one person gets it.
Yeah.
$400 at $5 a person.
Yeah.
That's almost $1 million, bro. like that's closer to $1 million than 0 if you didn't play. So all I'm saying,
Buzz for
That's solid. That's solid math, actually.
it is. It's
Okay,
fine.
no. So that was my other question. Is like, okay, so
Venmo's
me
at the bottom.
me
Send it in with your
me
3
and
guesses.
Brian both guess Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he kicks a bucket, right? So like, do we get what do we win?
1 point each.
Oh,
But
so
Betty
it's a-
White does not count. If you choose Betty White, it is 0
Who the
points.
fuck
She's
is
a
Betty
This is
national.
White?
going to be a low scoring game.
She's a national treasure.
This is
and
going to
she
be a low
will
scoring
not-
game. Let me tell you why. Population continues to grow, although it is slowing down. And so there's more famous people than ever before, and so there's more people to choose, and so there's less. And then
I'm
think
betting
about-
on
think
SoundCloud
about-
rappers.
think about this year.
That's
What?
true.
I'm betting
So
on
maybe I'm wrong.
SoundCloud rappers.
That's exactly what I was
There's
about to get into.
SoundCloud
XXX
rappers.
Tentacion, right? Whatever. That guy died last
They
year.
should be worth
There
less
were-
points then too.
Well, no, because like that guy. Let's see. Look, that guy died of like being fucking murdered, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess you're right.
No,
See,
yeah.
here's
No,
the
wait.
difference though. Here's the difference. I think what will happen is, like, I was gonna put my money on Paul
It
Manafort.
was actually a soft argument on my part. Like they shouldn't be worth less money. just
No,
'cause they're
no, but I mean, if you think about it, yeah, because their death
Less
rate is
points,
higher.
sorry.
Look at right now. My money was also gonna be on Tekashi 6ix9ine. If my motherfucker's been moved out of twice.
Yep.
He got moved twice in prison.
Twice.
Okay. His life's already been threatened, and I was like, you know what?
His mugshot.
see, but
I mean, no,
that's
his
not-
prison.
okay.
His prison pass
Is
shot.
that more or less dangerous than Magic Johnson with AIDS?
You're right. You're right. But
So we gotta
that's
work
not-
some, we might
but
have to
hold
work
on.
some kinks
But that's
out.
not low hanging fruit though. That's betting on because that's betting on chance. Because he
Magic
got moved
I wouldn't
out.
consider Magic Johnson low hanging fruit.
He can't get health insurance. This motherfucker can get moved to save his life.
Magic Johnson.
Yeah, it's in his name. You're right. Anyway, well look, I'm like this. For example, my money's on Paul Manafort.
Okay.
That motherfucker-
See that's a good. You should get a full point for that.
100%. But
Who the
it
fuck is
danger?
that? Wait, who
Yes,
the
but
hell
but
is
hold
that?
on,
not
is
like
it more?
health.
Paul Manafort is like one of the right hand guys to Donald Trump.
He was a campaign manager, I think, right?
Yeah, he's his campaign
Or,
finance
yeah.
manager or some bullshit. But he has like a lot of damaging evidence on fucking a lot of different countries.
Lots of people
So
getting
as soon as this
deals.
motherfucker walks the
2018.
street,
Shout out to the plea deal in 2018.
Dude,
shout out
that
to the
plea deal.
Shout out to
Dude,
the federal government offering you
just
a
hand
plea
him the-
deal.
But speaking of federal government and gangsters, I do want to give a shout out to Big Pharma. I got some shit going down.
Go
on them.
do it right now. We'll talk
Okay.
about the death pool again later.
Okay, yeah,
maybe.
we'll bring it up in a later point. But Big Pharma, okay, they
Speaking
have
of-
killed
speaking of-
over 72.
Wait. Speaking of death pool, go.
Bitch. 72,000 people have died on opioids. This
this year?
For this year.
Okay, the way they consider it
That's
is
6,000 people a month.
Hold on,
Recordings.
hold on.
Recordings.
This is from the Guardian. Basically, the way they create last year's deaths is they measure them from it's like it's not a fiscal year, so it's not January to December because it's not. But in order to have that report before the end of this year, they run it from an arbitrary month whenever they started measuring from the month of whatever last year. So let's say they started in August.
The numbers are.
It's from August to August,
That
right?
number. How far too high is that number?
It's still 72,000.
If it would it be better if it was 71,000?
No.
Would it be better if it was 74?
Honestly, it'd be
Would
better.
it be better if it was 65?
Yeah, if it was 65 people.
I guess it is better, right? Because that's what we're at.
Yeah.
But is that? It's
like
not,
I said, it's one of
is
these.
It still
and
fucking unbelievably terrible?
It's ready to hear how terrible it is. 72,000 people. That they have killed more than gun violence, car accidents, and AIDS put together. That number was 42,000 with those 3 types of deaths combined.
So
and that fucking opioid,
gun violence and car accidents
and AIDS together.
Car accidents.
42,000 plus.
Do you know where you got these?
The Guardian, published in August of 2018. Okay.
Okay.
So
going.
Big Pharma took our boy Mac Miller. Okay.
Yeah.
He OD'd on opioids.
Wait.
They are the real fucking gangsters out there.
Hold on. Fuck, I'm not. How do I put this?
Did we fix the battery yet?
He
I already did.
He got
Okay.
It was the stuff that was inside the cocaine.
No, opioids is basically like
Fentanyl.
That's
a heroin thing. That's a downer.
Oh, no.
Opioids is anything that's
No.
made out of heroin. Yeah, poppy plants. So we go to Afghanistan.
Yeah.
We say that we're there for fucking peacekeeping, and we rob their fucking oppie fields.
Yeah.
Their poppy fields.
fields.
And then we bring them over here. We take them from fucking anything that gets seized from Mexico.
Yeah.
They fucking come straight here, and then guess what happens? We pop a bunch of aspirin. You have fucking oxycontin, oxycodone. Everything that kills your pain is an opioid.
No, yeah, for sure.
So, and they're out here going fucking unregulated or even supervised by the government, giving more money, and they're out here just killing people. And then that's not, people aren't. They're not. No one's really looking at that. But I mean, real gangsters. You didn't even, speaking of real gangsters, you didn't even get back to Trump on how he's not losing his job. Yeah, that was your second point. That was your second point.
Yeah, that was my second.
Jump back on that real quick.
Wait, okay.
Shout out Trump
on the
for not
text
losing his
message
job.
because I could barely watch anything on my at work.
Unless it's porn.
you know.
Prioritize.
Same.
What are you willing to risk to get fired? Porn? Yes.
Yeah.
Anyways, so you say he's kept his seat, or he's gonna be second to?
No. What we mean is like his seat in the White House, like his fucking his office chair.
Yeah,
like, that's
his
what we
gerb.
mean. It's hyperbole, right? Where that's how we're
Hyperbolous?
kind of speaking. Hyperbole, like keeping his seat, not being really specific. It's just like he has his job, like he gets to go there every day and sit down behind that desk and say, "I'm the motherfucking president." He's a little bitch. Yeah. But sorry, back to your point. Go ahead and finish your second point.
I don't know. It's just, I mean, there's only been two presidents that were impeached, I think. Bill Clinton got impeached.
He almost did. He didn't get fully impeached. He did get in trouble. I just watched a whole documentary on him. He was on trial to become impeached for lying, but
under
lying
oath, right?
under oath. So it was perjury, but what he was purging about wasn't illegal, which was the affair. So that wasn't illegal. So he didn't get in trouble.
I think there's only been one, because I don't think Richard Nixon got impeached because he resigned.
He resigned. Yeah.
So I think there was only one. I don't remember who it was. I mean,
and then Ford took over for him for a year, and then he ran again, and I think he lost to Carter.
I think it might have been.
Talking being under oath or whatever. What if that's not your religion?
No, it's not. But what is
that? I missed that.
Being under oath. Like, what if that's not your religion?
No, I mean, they make you swear on the Bible.
I think if you're Muslim or like you
can choose the book.
You can choose.
Like there was 2 Muslim women that just got sworn in.
But they
got to swear in on the Quran. On the Quran, yeah. But basically, swearing under oath is whatever you believe in. You're saying that you're telling the truth.
And if you have nothing, you put your hand on the Bible. And what it really is a formality so that they can.
It's like a signature.
Like
you better tell the truth. And if we find out that you didn't, we're going to punish you for that too.
And if you're a Christian, we're going to tell Jesus on you. That's basically what it is.
He
But Jesus is
already
like, go ahead and put it in the
knows.
pile.
Yeah.
That girl last week said she promised she'd never drink again, and she's fucking out getting
Fuck,
blacked out
yeah.
right now. You know,
Yeah, getting
Jesus
dicked out.
already
getting
knows.
dick down.
Yeah.
Big shout out to getting blacked out because that's what we're gonna be doing this weekend because it's my last fucking week of school. Ever. Sorry
Yes.
for the mic. Sorry, I got a little excited right
Hope
there.
you don't
but
have
hey,
headphones on.
probably not ever. Maybe depending on what kind of job I get.
Yeah,
'cause
blacked
if I
out.
get-
I've had one blackout this year, and I've been scared to drink tequila.
Okay,
since.
so real quick,
Couple.
interesting fact
2.
about blackouts.
I don't
guys
can't
want-
remember.
That doesn't go well with your sober theory.
Yeah. Hold on. I'll explain that later.
Let me reevaluate what happened.
Not to put you on blast. I
What
didn't mean
happened
to,
was
but when things don't make sense,
the way
to me, I
my
like to
bank
bring 'em up
account
so we can
works.
fix it. The way
The way
my
my
we'll get
brain
back to
works.
that towards the end.
If I'm not
the
on
reason
Adderall at
that
the
you
same
black
time.
out is not because you forgot. It's because when you're that drunk, your brain actually can't create memories.
I thought the reason you black out is because there's 2 people, and the other guy's like, "Dude, go ahead, just take a nap. I got this." And then you're like, "All right, Dante, you cool?"
Dante, has he been back lately?
Oh, he's been back, dude.
Oh, all right, nice.
Dante.
I
All right.
mean,
Anyways,
Yeah.
that's what I read.
You know who used Dante? We can talk about that later.
Big shout out to somehow not losing your job.
well, I mean,
That's what okay.
is
So
there-
the reason
Dante doesn't work.
the
trust
reason
me.
the reason I was talking about
He works on
real,
getting
real quick.
bugged
Let me
up.
try and get into this. And we're
Yeah.
gonna say something about Dante.
Yes.
Do it.
What's up?
Whoever was being Dante, is there?
Don't hold on.
no,
You
is-
don't give the Dante secret.
Well, can Dante have his nickname that I can understand who he's being, or he's coming with?
Well, yeah, Dante was always the second person that was never there before that no one knows. So like Henry's been Dante. I've had a friend that came with me that he
I was
Dante.
Derek when
You
I was
was
from
Derek because I was
Canada.
already Dante. I was already Dante.
Hey, shout out to
Yo.
being from Canada. We'll tell that story. That's fine.
Yeah,
Can
that
we
was
tell-
a good
Can we
fucking
tell
story.
a story where like who I stayed?
You weren't there. Remember Brian was there. Brian
No.
Who was Brian?
No, the day I stayed
Remember
the night.
when you were because I was already Dante, so you became Derek. When you spent the night, I was Dante, but I
Same
was
night?
But who left? Because I stayed at the
me
house.
and Henry. I was Henry's Dante, and then when I went out with Henry, Henry was my Dante.
Wait,
Was
did you
the
guys go
same
out
night
too?
Brian was also someone?
He was somebody too because remember she's
Oh,
like,
you're
why
gonna
is he
have to ask
mad?
Brian because I don't know.
Yeah, because you black because Derek checked in for you. He's like, go ahead,
No,
go ahead,
no,
go
no,
take a nap.
no. I was there that day.
For those of you that don't know or might
Wait,
be lost, hold on.
no.
It's just a. Oh yeah, you're
No,
right.
'cause
This is too
No, you
inside. This
don't.
is too
No,
deep. This
no.
is too deep. This is inside.
That's what I'm
already.
saying.
We're
Anyways,
losing him.
If you're lucky, one day you'll meet Dante or Derek
Or
or,
Derek.
Brian's alter ego.
I guess Derek is the second level. If there's already a Dante,
That's
then Derek
level,
has to
yeah.
be the
Derek's
next level.
Derek's Dante's friend.
Hey, but you, Dante helped Derek get her number, and you never hit her back, dude.
Never
Dude, that got me upset.
This is why because
that got
she-
me upset,
this
bro.
is why,
I was
'cause
like,
she
hey,
texts me the next-
don't
why-
don't
but
touch
you don't
me.
know
My
her.
boyfriend's right there.
But you don't
She's
know
like,
her.
oh, I'm sorry.
But you don't know her.
I don't know her. I know.
So then why'd you get upset?
I'm upset that you didn't follow up because like she was like so about it, and I was just like,
This is
I was just
the
like,
thing.
look,
It
my
was
boyfriend
the
Derek
way
is right
it
there. I remember
went.
she was like, she even believed it. She goes, oh, I'm sorry. Like she's like, I didn't. This is the best part. She was like, you didn't look gay, but now that I see your boyfriend, like I get it. I was like, oh fuck.
Oh,
I never told him. I was like, oh shit.
Wait, she said that about me?
No, about Brian. When Brian was there, because I said that Brian was my boyfriend, and she believed it, but only when she saw Brian, because we were both pretty
He's
guys. I don't
yeah.
know.
very pretty young man.
And then he wasn't interacting with females, and that's what she told me. Because remember when she brought her sister?
He wouldn't. Remember we tried to get him to dance. She was like, the other girls that were like, only if he goes to dance, and we all look at Brian like,
Yeah, and he was like, Brian,
Brian's
this
like-
is where you take one for the team. And then he was just like, nope.
suck it.
Yo, I remember I went to either Cyrus's birthday party. We went to like a club or something, and
Or something.
I'm so
like a club.
stiff.
They don't serve apple juice.
I'm
sir.
so I'm so stiff and awkward. I was literally on like the edge of like this piece of wood, like this.
Were you Dante?
No, I was
Oh.
just so fucking uncomfortable being in
Yes.
that setting.
Young Brian.
I'm not kidding you. She was a good 10, a good hard 10, trying to dance with me. Guess what I did?
You're like, nah.
You breezed her.
Nah.
That's what you call breezing her.
I'm
Breathing?
so uncomfortable.
So we're
No.
dropping snub. That's not snubbing anymore.
That's a long time ago,
Snub?
man.
Snub.
What's
You've
that?
never been on you've never you guys haven't heard snub before?
Snub.
What is that?
Snub is basically like when someone's like, hey, what's up, dog? And you just kind of do.
Oh,
one
you
of, like,
snub
the-
them.
Yeah, you snub.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought
So
it was
I'm
like a
saying-
website.
No,
Oh no, we don't have to get
Careful.
rid of snub. No,
That's what I'm
more
saying.
words. The more words, the
Oh,
better.
okay,
I'm
so
a big dude.
I feel like-
studied
I feel like
PR and
Breeze-
journalism. I'm a words.
I feel
person.
like Breeze is more like try to touch my shoulder. It's like what?
Oh
One
shit.
of those, like,
Oh no,
don't-
but dude,
don't
but,
touch me.
dude. But if I'm walking by you, right, and you give me one of these, right, and I just walk by you, breeze you,
Oh, okay.
right? You see what I
Okay,
mean?
Okay.
Because but
You know what? That makes more sense.
It's
than
all the same,
snub,
but
'cause
that's snub. No, but that's a snub too, though.
But I think breeze fits that better than what a snub would. 'Cause
Better,
I'm like, hey, what's
maybe.
up, dude? And
but,
you're like,
but
you're
if you
like,
said,
hey,
"Oh, this guy
oh,
snubbed
fuck.
my handshake today," and then you told me what happened, I'd be like, "Yeah, he snubbed you." Like I'm
But-
not gonna.
but-
They're
but I
all
think
the
if you
they're
like-
all good.
You should have been like, was he walking past you? Like, yeah, like, oh no, bro, that was a breeze.
Breeze
I'm
is
not
a
gonna.
breeze.
You're right, but I'm not gonna. If you say snub, I'm gonna be like, cool. I'm not gonna trade one word for the other.
I think you're making me trade one word. I made a better case for
I'm a
your
big
word.
words person, so whatever
Yeah,
you want to
you're
do with them, I'll probably tell you. You're
Where
wrong.
were we before this? Sorry.
No, we're still trying to get to your second point about Trump.
Well, it's just I'm not. The reason I was talking about being impeached and stuff too is like it's not something that happens very often, or like there's like large precedent of that, of course, but it doesn't. It seems like how the fuck have you not lost your job? Like,
Hopefully it's coming up soon, dude. I mean, that'd be a great Christmas present.
I mean,
Robert
yeah, but
Mueller, that's my boy.
Yo.
Big shout out to Rob
Pence
Mueller.
is kind of trash. The thing.
I mean,
here's
no
the
one's
thing.
gonna
This
vote
is-
for him, dude.
Okay.
That fucking
In
milkshake
2016
is not gonna make
in
it.
26. Listen, Pence.
He won't. He
No,
won't make. He
but
won't get a
if-
re-election.
Listen, unless he gets indicted and impeached on the same shit, he'll become the president if Trump gets impeached.
Yeah, but he'll serve for what, 2 years, a year and a half.
It's an interesting point.
He won't make
and
it a
maybe if
second
people watch this and they want to comment, or if they whatever,
Yeah.
if other people want to chime in, because I think the most viewpoints on this thing that I have right now would be the best. If in 2016 you would never make this argument.
Yeah.
You would say we want him to get impeached as soon as possible because it was 2016. It's about to be 2019. We're
Wait.
coming up on. And as soon as January starts, we're with less than 2 years.
Yeah.
Less than
Of
2
an
years next
election.
presidential election, right? Do you weather this storm out? And then
don't know, man.
let the Mueller thing happen at the end, and he goes to prison at the end of the 4
Yeah.
years. We do the whole election thing. He
Because
can't
he
run,
can't-
whatever,
see,
whatever,
here's the
blah,
thing.
blah, blah. No,
If
no,
he
no,
goes-
so wait, let me finish.
Okay, you're right.
Do you do that, or would you rather him get impeached as soon as possible? We deal with Pence in the meantime, or whatever. If he gets in trouble, then Paul Ryan or whoever's next, blah blah blah, whatever, all that shit. Or do you just ride out the fucking Trump bullshit and hope that he doesn't get us into a world-ending war over being a fucking cynical old piece of shit?
Okay, here's the thing.
Which one's better?
I think being impeached first, because he wouldn't be able to be pardoned. Because
If he got
he's
impeached?
if he gets impeached, he gets thrown in prison.
He gets impeached.
If he rides out
but
his
you can,
4
let me-
years,
but you can only get impeached for doing something that is illegal while you're president, right? Like,
Yeah.
you as the president.
as the president, you get impeached.
Right. But
And
he
then
could, what I was just reading earlier, he could get indicted on crimes that don't have to do with the presidency while he's the president. But there's no, like, they don't know if they can make that happen because he's the president. Can they indict him as a sitting president, or do they impeach him first and then he gets indicted on others? But if he gets impeached, then it's like, I mean, go
See,
to jail,
because here's the
please.
thing: if he gets impeached,
Okay,
go
should
ahead.
we, do,
Yeah,
should we
go
take a
ahead.
break?
No, go ahead. Oh, wait. If he gets impeached, he can't get pardoned, because if Mike Pence pardons him, they're gonna go after that motherfucker and get him impeached. Because how are you gonna go and
I don't
impeach a
know.
criminal as a
Man.
sitting president?
Okay, well, here's two things. Number one, you'd have to go into some real legal research to find out like the true answers to these things, if you even could. It's probably a legal gray area. To be realistic. Number two,
Yeah.
think about the fact that we're now talking about, does our president-elect get impeached and then get pardoned from his impeachment from his vice president and the replacement, and then we impeach him for pardoning what are we fucking talking about right now? What the, like, do you know what I mean?
Speaker of the
Like,
House as a
big
fucking
picture.
president.
Well, we're like way
We're
out
the
here.
okay. We're the biggest
the
gangsters in the
fuck
world.
are we
We were
talking
dealing
about
drugs
right now?
since Ronald Reagan.
Yeah.
Ronald Reagan was the first OG fucking drug dealer. He was the biggest drug dealer in the world.
The reason he was the first OG was because he looked everybody in the face and said, "Fuck drugs,"
And got his
then
wife
went-
on national
and then
television.
and then went.
Yeah, and got his wife on national television to say, "Hey, babe, tell everybody fucking smoking's not good for you." I want to, before we get deeper into the government.
Yeah. Anyways, that was. I mean, we started getting into theories and any shit. Anyway, so that second point is now
Okay, all right.
completed.
Well, the thing that I also wanted to give a big shout out to is fucking mass shootings. The fucking FBI, okay, defines it as three or more in a public place. But there's other states, the FBI,
3 or more.
other states say 4 or more.
Okay.
But it has to be a public place.
Were you able to look at stats on the different what?
Yes.
Okay. What
Okay.
we got? What's the
Gun
disparity?
Violence Archive, I think, has a stricter view. Okay. So they do.
So that would be the 4.
I think they do the 3.
Well, stricter would be 4, right?
That's what I would think, because Business Insider,
Or because they base it on the FBI, I guess.
yeah, because they would base it on the FBI.
So do you know how many were considered 4s and how many were
I think it
considered
depends on
3s?
what the state puts up, because if the state sees it as
Did you see the
4
numbers?
I did.
And what are they? Let's talk about it.
Okay, so last year, 2017, had 346 based on the Gun Violence Archive. Okay, has it at 346 mass shootings. This year, as of November 27th, has it at 323. That's including that fucking the one that just happened in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Okay, so the archive itself has it at 323 based on the stricter, which I would say, because they're looking at the FBI. The FBI says, oh no, it's 3 or more, because I feel like
That's stricter is not a good word.
no,
Because
stringent?
here's the thing. Stricter to me is, if you're comparing 3 and 4, you use the word stricter. Stricter is 4 because it requires a more, it's a heavier
Okay.
credibility.
Then I think it depends on states. Some states won't recognize it.
Yeah, I'm
they
sure it
want to
does.
say 4, so
No, I'm
they
sure
can
it
have
does.
a lesser number of
I'm
mass
sure it does.
shootings, because the Business Insider based.
It
There was
on-
another one that
what
came
did
out
the
of Arizona.
Business Insider probably based it on 3.
They based it. I think they based it on 4, because guess
See.
what the difference is? Here's the difference.
Okay.
Ready? National gun violence 2016-17 was 346 mass shootings. This year, as of November 27th, is 323.
Mhm.
Business Insider,
Mhm.
as of November 8th, has it at 307.
Could be.
They're counting 4.
The numbers make sense to what you're saying.
Yeah, because
Which
you're
is
gonna tell me
hilarious. To
you're gonna
me,
tell
that's
me
very,
in 3
very, very
weeks.
interesting because it. Well,
You're gonna tell me in 3 weeks.
gunviolence.com.
I'm just saying, you're gonna tell me in 3 weeks the difference from 323 and 307 won't make a 1-person
Mhm.
difference in each individual shooting that would bring that number down.
And
And Business
16
Insider-
people.
Yeah, Business Insider isn't left leaning or right leaning.
That's at least 6 shooting. Well, it's got at least 5 shootings.
But remember, you don't have to look at the shootings. You have to look at the 1 person that makes the difference of whether it's a mass shooting or not. So it's more than.
So
Oh, dude,
okay,
that's just
so
a number. It
no,
has to be
listen,
at least
listen.
100 people.
So the difference 307 to 323. So the difference is 16 people or 16 shootings.
16 shootings at 3 per shooting.
So then, so yeah, so
you do
what-
16 times 4.
So this is the way that you look
So they're
at
not
it.
counting close
Out
to
of
100
those
people.
323, there were 16 of them
Shootings, not people. I
that
think we
had
need to
3
look
or
at-
less.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but still, you're looking at a 300 number. How many days are there in a year?
365.
Okay.
We're
So you're
talking
going
about
to tell me
once a day.
about
We're talking
once
about once
a day.
No, we're talking about once a day.
one
20 days. Listen, 20 days out of the year. 24 days out of the year is 2 days a month.
And we're not even done with December. We just started.
24 days out of the year is 2 days a month. That's not 1 day a week.
Yeah. So, and you're
That's
not even
nothing.
so you're, even if you break it down even further, if you're looking at 3 people at 323 shootings, that's 900.
969.
How many people are dying a day in just a mass shooting? That's 2.1. 2.1 people are dying in a mass shooting daily. So I just fuck, bro. And you know that we all have a particular situation where that number was counted last year, and like this kind of shit like really gets under my skin.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it's hard to fathom because obviously, like, we're not the type of people that
Yeah.
think in that kind of in that capacity, right? So, the person I am, the people that I associate with, aren't the type of people that would, as far as like every telling sign, wouldn't react in that kind of way. But you to try and put yourself in the mind of that person that does that, it's almost impossible.
Yeah.
But it's you got to figure, like, the coverage that it gets in the media doesn't help, because anybody that sees that would be willing to do something like that.
Yeah, definitely.
It's not an encouragement, but it's like,
and it's just been bullshit like
it's
all
just,
year.
man, it's too bad. And but here's the thing: the tough thing is like, if you live in a society like, and I know this because I studied journalism. Like journalism, like the way that it's seen and it has been seen historically is it's very important.
Yeah.
Because it keeps a check kind of on, it's another check on the government, and it's a reporting, like everybody can know about what's happening, and it has to be factual, and there's certain like regulations that
And,
Definitely.
and lately that's been going
Definitely.
down too,
and
because
it has, and it's
that's really
been a steady
upsetting.
decline for a long time. And you can go all the way back to yellow journalism. You can go all the way back to the roots of it, to where it was kind of always used as a propaganda thing, but it was also, it's one of those double-edged swords where it's one of the most powerful positive things, and it's one of the most powerful negative things as well. And that's why news literacy today is more important than it ever has been,
Yeah.
because you can get your news from wherever. And I think you said it earlier too, you kind of just started to look at like where are these things coming from and stuff. And so like this is the example I'll use. You said Business Insider.
Yeah. Because the first one about gun violence was from the Guardian.
Generally,
the
more the Guardian is the Guardian's more left leaning, but it's also more reputable journalistically than the Business Insider.
But Business Insider does not have a political leaning stance.
Okay, that's okay.
You know, that's what I like.
But they're also more broad in what they'll accept on their and publish.
Because they don't want to seem
they're
like they're
not
reporting.
As reputable.
I wouldn't say they're not as reputable, but they're not.
I know they're not.
I would say that they're not.
As the Guardian,
they're not. They're not choosing a side, which I like.
No, that's fine, but it doesn't have to be a side thing or not.
Because a lot of like newspapers always seems like they're choosing a side. That opening sentence is you're like, oh, okay, I know where this is going to go.
Is Fox News more reputable than Business Insider?
Fuck no.
I say yes, they are.
You think Fox News is? Fox News has turned into state propaganda.
I mean, sure it is.
They fucking blatantly support the president. They are
more reputable than Business Insider.
They have been endorsing, and that's actually not even a legal thing to do. There are Fox representatives that are endorsing candidates. You are not you're supposed to be a neutral person, right? You don't see anybody from CNN going to like a rally for any sort of Democrat and saying, you need to vote for this guy. This guy is this and this guy is that. But you go and you watch
But is he doing it personally?
He will go and do it personally, but they're
like
not
the endorsement personally?
No, online, on camera, or even they go and
but do they do it as the member, as I'm the CEO of CNN, or do they do it personally?
It doesn't even matter because they represent.
It does matter.
No, because you know who just got fired for being racist that was doing something else?
Who?
Was that Fox
Roseanne
News? No, was that the Fox News host that did the sports
Roseanne
thing,
Barr
right?
is the
Roseanne.
the
No. There was this Fox Sports commentator that she just got in trouble. She was doing her own thing. And she said, I didn't think Mexicans were that smart. They fucking fired her. She was doing her own thing.
Oh, shit.
She was on a couch with 3 guys.
Yeah.
What? Anyways, she was on a couch with 3 dudes on Facebook Live, and she made that comment. But she was just doing that on her own. But yet that face, that body, whoever she is, represents Fox in any sort of manner. The second she goes on
Fox also does that not because of her, but because of their because of the consumer.
Their reputation. But now that's one extreme, right? With her being racist. You have the other extreme, which is supporting Republican candidates, which you're not supposed to be doing as an influencer on the news, because when you watch the news, then you watch that person. They're representing whatever news they're bringing from a personal.
That is the issue. That it sucks because you can't separate Fox News or CNN because it's more or less the same, or MSNBC, like all that is kind of the same. It's just on the opposite side. The Washington Post is owned by
Jeff Bezos, and they're not allowed to write any negative reviews about Kindles or anything that has. When there's been problems, when there was that big thing about.
But the Washington Post is also a very reputable news source.
They're reputable, but
you can't take
where they
one thing that's
they're tainted
for sure. But who's not, dude?
No, not. But I mean, it's blatant.
Yeah,
it is blatant. So like when the Alexa thing had that data hack, right?
Yeah.
Everybody reported it except the Washington Post.
Yeah.
When Apple Music had this buyout thing, whatever, they were the first ones to write the negative things about Apple Music. And you're like, it's because of Amazon Music. You guys are butthurt.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. So that's why the government gets involved in these big buyout situations to see, hey, like what is the benefit for the people? If this buyout thing goes through, does it create a monopoly? And if so, how does it benefit or negatively impact the people?
When you let the money get into the news like that, that's what the issue is.
For sure. That's why Comcast is having a big deal trying to buy AT&T.
News is run by the biggest media companies that are owned privately.
Yeah.
So so they, of course, it's like
they have their own agendas for sure.
You wouldn't do work at your body shop that you wouldn't put out. You're only going to put out work that you want to be associated with your name,
with our brand,
positive or negative.
Yeah.
So that it's the same thing for that, but that it's interesting to see it like that.
But here's another step level, or another level on that is Jeff Bezos owns Washington Post. Okay. Jeff Bezos has a $7 million deal with the CIA. So he is working with a bureau that is in charge of literally spying either on its people or the people out there, right? So then now he has influence from them. He uses that influence on his papers. So you're going to tell me now the stuff that's not coming out from the newspaper isn't even influenced by the CIA?
Of course it is, dude.
Of course it is. You know what I mean? So to me, when it comes to being reputable, like, okay, there was a shooting here. Okay, cool. But you're going to give me some investigative story on like this company that this guy was embezzling money. Are you trying to are you trying to impact my idea of this person, who this
Yeah.
person is, because the government has a bigger case on them? So when I watch something, I'm like, yeah, cool, I rally behind that. And then like the political outcry, you know, like outweighs what the truth is, because that's what I've been fed, because that's what the CIA wants us to believe. Because just like the CIA and like Russia, their spy organizations have always been about misdirection. So are we not back to like the Nazi camp era where there's all this propaganda being pushed out there?
It kind of seems like that's what it is. And it's kind of crazy because it goes in a cycle to where it's like the general mass population just almost, it happens right before their eyes, but you don't see it because it happens so at such a pace to where it's like flashbang event, and then it goes like that, and then boom, and then it goes like that, and then boom, but it's always making progress.
Yeah, like that's what they were talking about Trump's presidency, how it's like when he first came into office, you're like, well, what the fuck? Did he just make fun of a guy that's mentally retarded?
Yeah.
You're like, what the fuck?
And and now he blatantly lies daily.
Dude, they show the spectrum like of where the blue lies and when the red lies, and how there's like a little sweet zone in the middle. Well, Trump was started at the very end, and he started pushing that line. So now it's like, now the Democrats have to watch what they do 100%, because they can do something super small and super insignificant, but the red knows that they're all the way on the other side of the spectrum. So it's like they can make a misstep, but it's nothing compared to what the red's doing. But because they made a mistake and they're pushing that boundary and they're pushing on the other side, it's kind of like, well, now the president, did you see the thing that he's now explaining, like, oh yeah, I made payments to Stormy Daniels, but let me tell you why I did that, when a couple months ago you were lying about it, but now we're like, oh, this is what we've come to expect, so it's not a big deal for him to admit it. We already knew he was lying. But you go and you find a Democratic, like, what's his name, that guy that gave that girl a hug and took pictures of her, Al Franken. How Al Franken took pictures of like that, and they fucking crucified him. And what did he do? He stepped down. But he wasn't paying off strippers. No offense against strippers. We have a really good relationship. But
porn stars.
I'm sorry. You're right. Yeah, I don't know porn stars. But he's paying these girls off. Al Franken did nothing close to that. But what did he do? He did the right thing. He stepped down, even out of this whole spectacle that was being made of him, of taking a picture of a girl that was asleep. But, you know, he just did one of these pictures. You know, and he was done. But this motherfucker's over here like, oh yeah, well I paid her off, but the way my bank account works and strippers and hookers, this is how it's got set up, and it's just like, we're okay with it.
So like big shout out to news literacy in 2019. I think the more we read the news and figure out what we're getting our news from, and the more we talk about it with our friends, the better we'll all become at understanding the news and understand what's going on, and maybe we'll be less bullshit, hopefully.
More educated.
Which everybody, I mean, even if you don't read the news and you hear some news and you're like, that's why I don't fucking read the news, because it's fucking bullshit. Well, maybe if we all figured out and try to talk to each other and sort of figure some shit out and try to understand it exactly, right, and a way to comprehend it, maybe it could be better.
Something strange that my old choir teacher told me, that mostly in the news,
I love that.
Yeah, mostly in the news, it's a lot of negative. It's mostly a lot of negative stuff.
A lot of times, yes.
I tell this to a couple of people, but I live my day, my days, like I live it now, like right now, like the day. But I don't look more past it, because when I do, it's just too much, man.
Really?
Yeah, it's a little too much. I like to like enjoy what's going on right now and thinking about, I mean, of course we all like think about
the future,
but
and the past.
I feel like it's all better when you try to focus your energy on what's going on now. If it's the stress you're in, if it's stuff you have to deal with, if it's like happy moments, like to live it right now, it's a lot. It's a lot stressful. I agree with you.
I think that is the most effective way to live the most enjoyable life.
Definitely.
I mean, an argument.
I haven't been.
I don't know if you live the quote unquote best life, which is a hugely subjective term.
Yeah.
Exactly right, because there's some ratchet hoes out there saying that shit, and they think it's the best life.
No, yeah, I mean,
but that's only what I think is the best life.
No, for sure.
I agree with what you're saying. There's no way to enjoy your life more than to fully invest in living in the moment that you're in.
Regardless of how much stress, how much whatever it is that's happening through the whole year. In all honesty, when I, even though all this crap is happening throughout the whole like the expansion of the year. But when I live like these moments, these 1 days every single day, I don't think, in all honesty, I don't think I've been happier in like the longest time.
Yeah.
Because of what I've learned and what I've been able to take in, and how I view things a lot more differently than I did before. I'm a lot more calmer. I'm a lot more happier. Like, it's crazy. Even though all this stuff happened.
Yep.
That's not well. I still had probably one of the best years.
Dude,
It's crazy.
I want to agree with you, and the thing I want to say is that I've also been. It's not been 100% always the best year.
No, for sure.
The whole time.
Definitely.
Like sometimes it felt like it was the worst that it's ever been.
Yeah.
But maybe because of that, but for whatever, or maybe just because like it's right now.
Yeah.
Like it does feel like it's probably been the best year, and right now I feel like at least as good as I ever have. You know.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's I don't know. It's interesting to try and theorize about why, because it's not like there's like. Some things are cool, like I mean, I talked about graduating school and stuff like that, but it's not that's still not gonna hit me.
No, for sure. Like I mean, you know what stuck by me for like the longest time? I didn't realize it, and it didn't fully hit me. You know, Cyrus, you know that thing he always said, "It's all good." At the end of the day, it's all good.
Yeah.
You know, like no matter what happens, if my car
breaks
breaks down, if you know something happens, like at the end of the day, man, it's all good.
Yep.
Yeah.
For the most part, you know.
You guys really made me like reflect right now. I think
my life sucks. Like yeah, honestly, like I'll think about it. Like
it's all good, dude.
Yeah, I'll think about it. You know, I'm not happy with the job I have. I'm happy with like my stuff that I do on the side. Definitely.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the worst jobs I've ever had. It's all good though, man. I've had one of the like, greatest years ever.
Still here.
Yeah.
Still doing it.
Regardless of like how unhappy I am at
work.
work.
If you really
like,
want to do something, you could do it.
Yeah, like I travel. I'm hanging out with my friends. I'm having a great time. I haven't had any bad relationships with anyone, like with friends or anything.
I'm jealous of you guys right now, man. Because I'm like I mean, you guys have seen my life.
Yeah.
For me, it's just like, it's never enough.
I know that about you. Like it's never enough. But you like,
it's not enough. Money, it's not enough. Trying, it's not enough. Like I just don't feel like I have enough. I think you need to take days, not even days, just moments to like legitimately. I don't know why I didn't understand this when people would tell me like a lot of things, but honestly, just stop and honestly take a breather.
Mm-hmm.
Like legitimately breathe in.
What I have to figure out that I know that you learned from your dad and I learned from my dad because they're a lot the same. Is
because they're both white.
Yep, super white. And your dad's name is Robert.
Robert's a white name. Robert Mueller is the guy that's investigating Donald Trump.
Yep,
hey, there you go.
Big shout out Robert Mueller. Big 2018. Yeah. Hopefully a bigger 2019.
Hopefully he gives us a great Christmas, bro.
Does this guy have the biggest dick on the
planet?
Dude,
and it is the slowest moving, but it's the hardest.
Yo.
16 indictments to fucking Donald's.
This guy's
Trump's
dick is so big he leaves a snail trail behind him when he walks into the goddamn courtroom.
You know what? I see what you did there, and I appreciate
really
that.
quick before these 3 minutes end.
We still got to visit the Deadpool.
Yeah, well, for sure.
Let me tell Ario. You need to not over prioritize your job.
I mean,
I'm still learning how to do that because I'll take time off to do things I truly need to do, and I feel bad for it, and I shouldn't. Because life isn't really, really, really about work. Because yes, at the end of the day, it's about money, sure, but really, at the end of the day, you're a fucking thing. Like you're just some biological being that's walking around on a big ass rock with a bunch of land and a bunch of water on it. That's what it really comes down to, because you can just fucking walk and just keep walking and figure some shit out and figure out how to be alive.
But you can like own those things.
But it doesn't matter. That doesn't matter.
I mean, like,
you own your own life. So if you can be alive, then that's it. That's all that you have. That's the only thing you really truly own, because those other things can be taken away from you too.
I believe it, like, you know, nothing matters in this world, but like that doesn't mean like it's not worth living.
Oh no, for sure.
So
no,
like,
I agree with you. Me and
I think what keeps me in awe is like I've like always been so obsessed with like gangsters and like since like the 20s and shit, and I've seen like their rise and their come up, and it's so fast, and they live this short-lived piece, and then they're gone, but they're remembered forever.
But you know what? That's all perspective. What you think is that peak.
Oh no, there's a lot of history that I read on these guys. There's a lot. Yeah. They're short-lived. A lot of these gangsters that have like their peaks and stuff, they got 3, 4, 5 years, but like how they're remembered longer. Their legacy is longer.
No, for sure.
I think that's really like, if I die next year, like if I'm calling this shit right now and I die next year, like I want to do everything I can to like leave
I
feel legacy. Like
I think that's
like,
a good.
Oh, dude, you know that dude was cool, man. Oh, he helped me out with this. Oh, dude, he helped me out with this. Like I think I just always want to help people.
When you're talking about peaks and all that stuff, like I felt like I had mine already. Like when it came to music and everything I'd done with that.
That was cool. I was fucking glad I was a part of that.
Dude, that was, if you really think about it, that everything that went on, that we were that first generation of that.
For sure. Now it's
Like,
all gone, dude. And it's
yeah.
all gone. It's awesome to think about it. But like when
Yeah.
we go to shows and shit, like this shit's fucking whack. It's not the
Dude.
same anymore.
Like I've
You know?
had that. I never imagined myself, a little shithead skateboarder, doing everything I did with music, like at all.
You see, and that's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to be that shithead,
Yeah.
but in like my respective field.
For
and
sure.
I don't think I'm at my peak yet. And like once I get there,
You'll
I can
know.
get to a moment like, okay, I can die now. Like when Avengers came out this year, I was like, cool, I can die now. And then the
Yeah.
movie ended. I was like, second part comes out when? Okay, I'll die then. Like,
There you go.
like that's just kind of how like I feel. Like
No,
as
yeah.
soon as I hit that peak, like I do everything that I want to do. I set things in motion for like my family and make sure
Yeah,
everything is
for
like
sure.
laid out and everyone's taken care of. Like I got life insurance. I got everything like worked out. So it's like once I feel like complete, then it's like, cool, take me now. You know what I mean? Yeah, so we can either do either one of our Venmos, whatever we agree after. We'll put it right at the bottom.
Yeah.
We'll definitely keep track, or you can even put it in the comments. That'd be like an easy thing. So like people, but oh, dude, this motherfucker called it or
accountable.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Just correspond your comment with
Okay. Well,
whatever you send.
You
in the
can put it in
Venmo.
the comments, but there needs to be an official entry. There needs to be an official
Email
entry
us.
site.
We still have our email.
Yeah.
Still
Which
email
is?
us at the bottom. It's webcastingcouch@gmail.com.
Something
you
like
go.
that. Or
Yeah.
if we're saying it wrong, we'll have it there.
Yeah, we'll have it at the bottom. You can definitely email us, and
Yeah.
then but you would still, in order to qualify for 2019, it'd be $5, and we'll keep a ledger.
And it's got to. What's the deadline? Christmas.
Well,
Merry Christmas.
no, you know what?
Christmas.
You can,
Merry
you can play
Christmas.
late. You can play late. It doesn't
No.
matter. Like I say, 2019
Christmas.
comes.
No. Christmas.
End of January. The end of January.
I don't know. No. People got plenty of time. This is the internet, bro.
Okay.
The
All
internet.
right.
Three
All right.
names
Fine.
and pick three.
You know what?
Pick three fucking names.
Yeah.
Christmas. At 9 p.m. on Christmas Day. That's the.
That's kind of morbid. I don't want to spend Christmas Day writing down everybody's like wishes for people to die.
Get around your family. You're gonna be like, hey, I want to do this thing.
Oh, you know
We're
that's a
gonna
great idea because then everybody in that family like, dude, $5,
Great
$5,
idea.
$5.
Who's fucking?
Yeah, you're right.
Before
You're right.
before
Was
we
this my-
end this, I
was
do
this-
want to talk about one small.
Oh, go ahead. But yeah,
All right.
that's how the details are gonna work
Yeah.
out. $5, 3 names. You get half a point if you choose somebody old or somebody that was already sick.
And
Like,
if you choose, if you
Jimmy
enter more
Carter,
than 3 names, you get 0 names.
you get 0 names.
You get
Exactly.
0 names.
If you put Jimmy Carter, which is the oldest living president right now, 94 years old,
Half
and
point.
he fucking dies, half point, bro. Like that's
Half
low
point.
hanging
Jimmy
fruit.
Carter's a half point.
That's half.
Here's
But
the thing.
Betty
Here's
White
the
does
thing.
not count. She's a
Okay.
national treasure. You count her, you're gonna get a negative point.
Here's the thing. If
We'll still
you
give you
can put
props.
in whoever you want, if your person dies, and we find out that it was your person, what we're gonna do is we're gonna figure out how many points they were worth between us 3.
Yeah.
Is it gonna be a
Yeah.
half point? Is it gonna be a 1
Yeah.
point? We're
Okay.
gonna figure it out because
remember,
it's
if-
best 2 out of 3. It doesn't matter.
but I'm
so
cool.
that's what the
Here.
that's what it is. And you
I'm
can
down to
and
give-
please I encourage you, if you think that your person might be on the borderline of a half or a full point, please give us your best argument as to why your person should be a full point.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Because
Yeah,
you
there
want
you
a full
go.
point.
There you go.
Everybody wants the
Now,
most
there you
points.
go.
Just give us your best argument. That's
Now,
all.
I think if you're going to be specific, write specifics next to the name, and we'll give a half point, like a bonus. Like,
Yeah, no, it needs to be a part of the original entry. Yes.
yeah, okay, yeah, like, oh, Tekashi
Yes.
6ix9ine, he's going to be fucking stabbed to death in transit.
In prison.
Okay, let's see. Like fucking Whitey Bulger, Bulger?
Bulger.
Whitey Bulger got fucking killed in transportation, or like as soon
Mhm.
as he got to his cell, he got fucking beat with, was it batteries?
Yeah.
Put batteries in
Yeah,
socks
yeah,
and beat
yeah.
the shit out of him.
Yeah.
If you would have guessed that, that's a fucking point and a half for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, he's old, but he's a
Yeah.
gangster.
Here's a less-
he's gonna die a gangster
Here's
way.
a less morbid but perhaps just as likely scenario. Harrison Ford dies flying his own airplane.
You already got in an accident. In what? I would say that's a half
Hey,
point.
man.
No, that's a full point, dude. If you call that whole thing, that's at least 1 point. That might be a point and a half.
Okay, all right, point and a half. Yeah, because.
I'll make the
But
point
see,
and a half argument on that one.
but you're okay. I can see that point, but you have to see my point.
Because
That's
here's
like
the thing.
But you
can't-
already know his dangerous thing.
Okay, no.
Like,
But just
Evil
because.
Knievel is gonna die on a jump.
But if you pick,
He did though.
If you pick somebody that's not likely to die at all, let's say, Pitbull, Justin Bieber, anybody you want to talk
Yeah.
about. Why do they? I don't know. Maybe just those two. One of them.
Okay.
Daniel
Anyways,
Cormier.
They say, and you say car accident. That's a point and a half, right?
Yeah.
Has Pitbull or Justin Bieber ever been in a car accident before in their life? Are they very dangerous situations? Do more people die in plane crashes or car accidents each year? So what we're talking about is, if it
Okay,
happens,
all right.
that's a point and a half
I'll give you that
argument.
one.
Just want it. Somebody gets Harrison Ford. I'm gonna guess Harrison Ford in a plane accident. Fuck it. Throw it out there. Fuck
Okay,
it.
you know what? On the
Big
next
bets.
one,
Big
we're
fucking
gonna
bets
come out
here,
with our
boys.
3 guesses. We don't
Okay.
know what the next episode is. We're gonna come out with the 3
It'll
guesses.
be a week
it's
or
a
two.
death pool, but we're gonna say Deadpool because of clickbait.
Hey, in
So-
one week. You guys, maybe we could do one on my birthday.
Oh,
I
That's
thought
a
we're getting
Tuesday.
fucked up
It's a
on-
Tuesday night.
We're getting fucked up for this Saturday or this Friday.
Friday.
For college.
If we're gonna get fucked up in Claremont or
I'm so scared.
somewhere on Friday,
I'll take care of you, baby.
somewhere on
Thank you.
Friday night, we're gonna get fucked up because I'm finishing college. So if you want to come, just come. Let's get a
But
drink.
for the next
Yes.
weekend, we're gonna get fucked up for your birthday too. Or Tuesday is your birthday.
My birthday's on a Tuesday.
So we'll record for your birthday and then get.
I'm
Wow.
wasted that.
I'm doing
Wow,
it. I want to do
we're
everything on
recording.
Tuesday only because I'm biased and I have Tuesday.
Even
off.
anal.
What?
Tuesday's
What?
my birthday.
What's up, dude?
Not this Tuesday. Next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
Yeah,
We
because
can-
this Tuesday is today, right?
And also, I want to make a proposal. We need to bring one bottle of wine to every podcast and drink it on the podcast.
You guys will kill
I
it.
drink wine.
You guys been doing that. You guys been
Yeah, we
killing
You
3
better
bottles.
drink.
Yeah, you gotta drink it, dude.
Just at least
Okay,
have a glass with us.
I
I'm saying
actually
we need to
found
share a
one.
bottle
I
of wine
found
during
one
the
wine
podcast.
that's actually extremely cheap. That my
Made by Welch's, and is it grape
I don't know,
juice?
but it's actually really good.
So what I heard. From,
Sangria.
what I heard from Brian just now was you're bringing wine to the next.
Yes.
Oh,
podcast.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. That's all I heard. I'm in. Cool. WCC 2019,
Cheers.
baby.
But really
Cheers.
quick.
Big
really
shout
quick.
out 2018.
You really
Brian,
fucked us
go.
up. Go ahead.
Yes. All right. So
Not you fucked us up, but 2018 fucked us
No,
up.
yeah. the one topic I
country.
did really want to talk about, which was the whole like time and like the all that crazy stuff. It did make me think about people that I work with constantly and they're somewhat younger than me. Because I remember the time when people would in all honesty would tell me. I remember the one thing I do remember a lot was people telling me, "Hey man, just enjoy high school because you don't want to be out of it." And it'll go through one
I
year
agree. I
through
heard
the
that
other.
multiple times.
Yeah, remember you guys remember that. But now, everything that a lot of people were telling me, it's making a lot more sense.
Mhm.
Like I'm actually the one telling people, like, why are you
I
working
agree.
here, man?
100%
Like,
agree.
why get a part-time job, dude? Like, enjoy this age gap that you have right now. Go travel, man. Because I learned this, a little too late. Even though I did a lot of cool stuff, I learned the valuable things a little too late, I think. So I always think about how I would want to hear this type of advice given to me. So that's why I try to give people. It's not really even advice. It's more like a storytelling of what happened to me
Mhm.
to try to make a little more sense to them.
An anecdote.
Yeah, to make it more relatable to them. And I had this girl, she's working at where I work at. She's only 20 years old. She always tells me she wants to travel. And I was like, yo, you could do that with a part-time job.
She's 20 years old.
She's only 20 years old.
Dude,
She's
damn.
in college.
No
She's getting
issue.
paid for her college and all that. And she's working hella hours, shitty shifts. I'm like, yo, this isn't for you. Like, honestly, go to the mall. Get that communication skills that you work with customers and knowing how to talk to people, because it's a little awkward too. She was telling me about that. I was like, the one thing I absolutely I'm extremely thankful for is retail, because it helped me communicate with a lot of
Mhm.
people that I couldn't speak to people, and it helped me. It definitely helped me, like trying to just have a normal conversation with someone. And she was telling me how she's doing in college and all this stuff and like doing all these things. I was like, man, I learned what you're learning right now in retail. You're
Yeah.
working at a mall, working with this,
And I got paid for it.
and I got paid for it. And
I got paid for
the
pooping.
way her natural reaction was legitimately genuine. Like she was like, wow, like tell me more. Like she was legit like interested
You
in
guys
what
just come over to my
yeah.
house tonight. I'll tell you whatever you want to hear, baby.
I mean, it's crazy.
It
Just
doesn't gotta be like that.
so when it comes to age, and I was saying like I know we goof around in this podcast, like we all goof around, but it does come to the point where like, man, I've learned so much, and I
Yep.
genuinely learned a
Yep.
lot, and like I know how to try to explain things to people,
Mhm.
and I hope they take it in,
Yeah.
because man,
I 100% agree, and I 100% find myself more and more caring about what my little
sure.
brother's doing and what younger people than me are doing, and
Yeah.
encouraging them to do the things that maybe don't make the most sense,
Yeah.
but are the most important.
yeah, like I mean, I tell them like,
I always do that.
like-
Every opportunity that I get,
Yeah.
I always want to tell kids, if you're into art, if you're into shows, if you're into music, if you're into
it.
fucking, if you're into
Do it.
painting, if you're into fucking shoes,
Just do it.
yeah, man,
just do
pretty
it.
much, like yeah, dude,
It's
like
so funny because we
do
do
it.
that all the time, bro. We do that
Just
all the time.
Do it.
Marta would be like, pack the bowl, and it'll be like, take me a second. He's like, just do it. So amazing.
Wake up and live your dreams.
Live your dreams. Yesterday, you said tomorrow.
and it's true,
But
man.
it is. It really is, bro. Because this is this is one of my
Yeah.
This is one of my dreams.
That's my
yeah,
favorite. I'm gonna get that tattoo. Yesterday you
Just
said
get
tomorrow.
Shia going like this.
Tomorrow is today. So get up and do it. And he's
Anyway,
like, just do
If
it.
you watch this, We love you. I love you personally
Yes.
and intimately. As thank you for watching our 2018 recap. This is Ario. This is Brian. I'm
This is
Cody.
Cody.
We'll see you another
Webcasting
time.
Couch.
Okay,
I
bye.
wish we would have done like a YMCA thing. We can do it right now. I'll be the W.
YMCA.
But it's
fun
like
to stay at the
WCCC.
Do we get sued? It's fun to
You better
stay.
like fade out right here. This would be
Fade out.
fucking sick. Fade out. 'Cause
We
faded and we out.
Oh, you guys! Next time, remind me. You can continue to fade out. I'm 1-0 in court cases, and I'll have to tell that story. I think you guys might even know. You do for sure know it.
Want to know
You
that
went-
sports for winning?
Yeah, 1-0 in court
Winning.
cases. I've been sued one time. I'm 1-0.
Get
Yeah,
it.
explain that.
Catch me in the motherfucking
Next
court.
Time
son.
on Cody's birthday.
Catch me in the motherfucking court, saying
Thank you guys. Good night.
Okay,
Or
bye.
good afternoon if you're on the way to work.
in the court, saying.
Well, I hope you're not working in the afternoon.